Hey Capricorn, or Chinese year ox, cardinal earth. This one's going to be for you. Take it as it resonates. And thank you guys for being a part of the Vibe Tribe family community. You guys are amazing, and I'm really grateful for all of you and how far we've come within the community as a whole. Either way, we're going to see what spiritual messages are going to come through for you today. So take it as it resonates, of course, for you. Let it in one ear and out the other. If it doesn't seem to fit your storyline, journey line, lifeline, either way, thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Universe. Thank you, God. Thank you, Higher Power. Thank you to Capricorn and Chinese Year Ox's spirit team, ancestors, and deceased loved ones for also showing up. At least the ones that care about them the most. That's who we would like to show up. That is Queen of Coins is coming through, which is Capricorn energy, or Sagittarius too. Chinese year rat or a Chinese year ox, right? You guys know? But yes, there's the energy of you. Death's on the bottom. There's a transformation taking place, a death and a rebirth. Of course, I love when I see the death card because that means that things are falling into place as they should, like a game of Tetris. It's simple, it's easy, it's getting its thing, it's doing its thing, it's finding the places to fit. Anyway, Queen of Coins is a big energy of welcome, like a welcoming energy. And they are profound. They maintain their composure. They do care about the way that they look, the way that they dress up, the way that they feel. They also care about others. They're definitely very good mothers, or, of course, in this case, it could also be a father. But they're dedicated and they're determined. So there is something here that could be about maybe people seeing you in this light, viewing you in this light. If you are a parent, your kids love you very much, is what I feel from the situation in this card. Just what it's speaking to me at this moment. There could be something about a huge property of land or farm or something like that, or just nature in general, connected to nature, green and brown, being able to center yourself with the fundamentals of the earth. So there is something to do with maybe the heart chakra because of all the green coming through. There could be a time of a little bit of a stormy situation and you're trying for positive energy to flow through this time of cloudy, maybe a little bit of a thunderstorm type of situation, praying for that light to shine back in. I do feel like you do not seem to be totally disturbed by what is going on as you are maintaining the composure of yourself here. But it doesn't mean that you don't have, concerns on the inside. You're just maybe trying to, if you are a parent, you're not trying to concern your children to a point where they're sitting there fearful and then y'all are all fearful and it's a whole chaotic moment. You're trying to maintain the fear within yourself so that, you can be showing up in the way that you can show up for your children so that they know that they are supported, that their emotions and their feelings actually do matter. So it's not always just you bringing yourself into the situation. You're actually really trying to make sure that everyone in this circumstance is taken care of at its fullest because a transformation is happening. It could be happening to the whole household right now. You have the Eight of Cups as well here. Pisces energy. Yeah, there's something about moving on. Okay, so it could be abandoning old plans for something new to take place, and or just maybe refocusing your energy on a new phase or a new vision. Some kind of self-analysis and self-discovery, building emotional strength and courage. And that's another thing about where you are strong enough emotionally where you don't allow it to inflict the emotional pain that you're going through or the fear that you are undergoing onto other individuals. So it's like this is a massive discovery for yourself. In a lot of ways, you are finding out what kind of strength you do have and how it's actually being beneficial for you in all the ways necessary. Some of you guys own your own business, and this could be what that is about too. There's just a massive amount of change, and it's like finally, that's the moment of finally, finally, things have finally started to shift and started to, progress. And it maybe was a time of feeling stagnant and stuck, maybe even a time of feeling like no growth, right? But there's been some lessons that have been learned here with these two cards coming through. I will get an Osho Zen to kind of clarify a little bit further the sharing. Just because you are sharing, you are giving, you are loving, and you are kind. You have basically aced the test of whatever this lesson was for you to learn. And now maybe it's time for you to share what you have learned within this lesson, because other people that are also going through some similar things that you just had gone through, and especially when it's in a fresh mind, you can do the most to help those. It's almost like if someone were to be sick and you just got over the sickness, somebody else has the sickness. You remember all the things you did for yourself to make yourself feel better. So it's fresh mind, you're going to know exactly everything immediately what to do for this next person to try to help them find remedies to make themselves feel better. You know what I mean? And that's just the all in all sequence of what I feel right here in this situation. Let's keep going though. We have the Four of Wands, some kind of joyous memories, celebrations, could be engagements, it could be parties, it could be weddings, it could be baby showers, bridal showers, all those kinds of things, just whatever celebration, maybe even just a barbecue, a birthday party, just a sense of a get together, a family kind of reunion. Let's see, we have the Queen of Wands coming through. So that's actually very healthy too. There's a lot of great energy that is vitalizing right now. Like it's in that vitality feel of strength. Either there's two very powerful feminine energies here, okay? And it doesn't even mean you could be a masculine and you just are really up in this feminine energy lately. But there's two very powerful energies here. And it could be that you are made up of two very powerful energies, that you are feminine, and this is just a sense of what makes your own personality and what makes you you. If that's the case, you're a very cheerful, grounded individual between these two. You are very, very able to welcome those with a very compassionate offering of welcome. Okay, so the Queen of Wands is, a warrior in a lot of ways. They have a lot of balls in the air a lot of the time, but they juggle it and manage it very well. Sometimes they become a little overstimulated or a little overwhelmed, but I do feel that there's so much more sunshine and love when the Queen of Wands is around. Okay, it's like that nurturing energy of wanting to revitalize what has felt a lack. Okay, the Strength card and all these other cards wanted to fall. So the Justice is in the reverse, the King of Swords is in the reverse, the Three of Wands is in the reverse, the Page of Cups is in the reverse. Crazy. With the Strength card, this energy, whether it be the fact that you are a double powerful energy vibration of a feminine, or whether this be two separate powerful women, feminine energies, really, this is showing me that there was a lot of injustices that were done by heavy manipulation, and maybe by masculine, okay? Maybe by masculine. It doesn't have to be, but it could have been an older masculine. Somebody who was very controlling and irrational, all right? Trying to restrict progress. And that's what I was feeling. There was something about restriction of progress with this energy. I was looking at this, and I kept giving my all into intuition of what I was feeling when I was seeing this. Now I see the growth all around that, right? And I know this is probably a farmland, but what it came to my mind was like, maybe there has been no growth, right? It doesn't mean that there has to be growth there. It just gave me that mindset, and that's what it came through. And there was something that was limiting that situation. That's why this is about abandoning plans and moving on and moving forward for all kinds of reasons. Like, and sometimes just one reason is good enough. It doesn't even have to be a reason at times. But strong through the injustices of manipulation, the lack of progress, and the lack of communication, dealing with somebody who could have really been like out of control, their rage, their emotions, they were out of center. So, and they could also have projected a lot of their own anger, a lot of their own emotional traumas, and it could have been something to do with like trauma bonding, trying to trauma bond, trying to force this trauma bond on someone here. But there's been strength that has been gained because of the situation. So I do feel like it's a huge lesson that has been learned. Now, for others of you, it could be the fact that there was, two strong feminine energies that were with the same masculine at one point. Both of you could have had this masculine. One of you was with them at one time. Another one was with, and this is something that both of you have experienced, and maybe through this experience with both of you going through it, it has brought you both together. Maybe there was something that you didn't know each other before. Now you know each other because of this specific masculine energy. And There's maybe a bond or a strong connection between the two of you at this time. That doesn't have to be the case for all of you, but there is still a feeling of finally, this is finally, you know, after all the things, it's like you have really discovered the strength of yourself. That's what I'm getting out of this situation. So I am going to leave the strength card right next to the Queen of Wands, put these back, shuffle again, and we're going to keep going and see what else. But I'm going to get, before shuffle one more time, I'm going to get an Osho Zen to put next to that to get a little deeper into it. What is this energy about with the Queen of Wands and the strength? Healing and celebration and awareness. Number 3 and number 7. So something about 37 to 73 years of age. 1973, 1937, whatever it may be, but something in that sense. 1973 and 1937 are both the year of the ox, by the way, Capricorn's energy. So there's been healing to the situation. That's where the strength, there's been an awareness to the strength, and there's been the ability to heal, and maybe there's a sensation of finally being able to celebrate, finally. Okay, and coming together. You know what I mean? Even if it's you coming together with yourself in a sense of union. I know a lot of you could have been this Queen of Wands beforehand and then ended up having no choice but to become this Queen of Pentacles, which was more composed because at one point maybe your emotional outbursts weren't matching up with other people's emotional outbursts, and it made you feel like sided against. So you ended up becoming in the sense of, you know, protecting yourself into this Queen of Coins energy. So you could be intertwining back into the energy of yourself now, but you've learned more about it by being in that sense of strength with the Queen of Coins. So there's more about your personality that, you know, God had tried to show you through all these other people, lessons, situations, etc., etc. So that could be the case too. There's so many different ways that I'm seeing this and feeling this. We are the world, so definitely a connection. We are reuniting. We are having a reconciliation, a back together, like boom, and you get put into each other. Like, you know, if you were to see ghosts go through the wall, if you could put my fist into fist, it would be just as simple as locking them in like this, but fully in. So it just is a feeling of, you know, reconnection. Okay, so let's keep going. What else do we have to say for this situation here? Yeah, the Nine of Swords with the Two of Pentacles. You guys have been juggling a lot with a lot of anxiety as well. And that's one of the things you no longer want to juggle while you juggle everything. You don't want to juggle anxiety. You don't want to juggle stress. You don't want to juggle things that are going to cause you to feel out of balance. So there's this feeling of really knowing now that you don't need to juggle those concerns, worries, fears, guilts, whatever anymore. Being strong, knowing what you've overcome, knowing that you've learned what you needed to learn. This is the time to release that sense of regret or remorse, whatever. You could be regretting the fact that you went through these situations. I can't believe I put myself. So it's okay. You can't regret the past. You already did it. It's already water under the bridge at this point. The only thing you can do is learn from it and never do it again. Never go back to those same old things. Remember to use discernment next time. Remember this, remember that. Just as simple as like when you're sick and you have to have that fresh mind, maybe write it down so that you don't forget over time. Reread it to yourself for the next 21 days so that, you know, you have it kind of put into your head. After 21 days, you can set a habit like that. If you keep doing it, it ends up being a thing, and you just don't forget ever. And some people take a little bit longer, but for me, it's always been a 21-day thing. Once I get 21 days down into something, I can get it done every single time. Like making coffee every night. It's like, oh man, I gotta go make coffee again for the next morning. Some days I do have to make it the next morning, but that's almost rare because I always remember now to just put the coffee pot and make it ready for the next morning. So it's just as easy to push that button so I don't have to do it in the morning. I have had mornings where I tried to make coffee and I'm not all the way awake and I spill the coffee and I, you know, either the thing doesn't catch the water, so all of the grounds become into the coffee pot, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I've just learned to just be like, okay, it makes it easier on me to just do it at night. Let's just do it so we can get it over with so we don't have to worry about it. And I've been doing it for a long time. And it just was one of the greatest examples I can give to you because it was harder for me to do that at one point, for me to remember. But then once you do it and do it and do it and do it and do it, you end up just always remembering it. And then after a while, if you stop doing it, it falls out. It falls out. It does. If you don't keep up with something, it's going to fall off. So I do feel like you will be juggling all the things you need to and prioritizing your own responsibilities and your day-to-day tasks. making sure that you get your responsibilities done. As a Capricorn's energy is right here, the Two of Pentacles, that is the energy of you doing what you do best. It could be something to do with finances. It could be something to do with like transferring incomings and outgoings of money. Payouts could be something that you will be end up being paid out for something here. It could be the fact that you guys are you could even be helping other individuals at this time with some of their financial means. You could be helping them with some financial aspects of their journey with finances, their business. You could be the advice giver of some sorts. Maybe you are a financial advisor for some of you. It could be that, but it's just something that maybe you've over time have learned with your own money and in micromanaging the things that you have within, bills and all that, and what you also need on the sides. Like you need shampoo, you need some Q-tips, you need toothpaste, you need toilet paper, you need paper towels, and you need whatever extra things, right? You like micromanage everything. You like make a list of the things you're going to need by a certain time, so that for a fact you get a little bit of extra time just in case you come by that money. You can, and you're at the store, you can swoop that up, take it off your list, whatever. But there's just certain things that maybe you doing that and all the information that you've had doesn't even just have to be just that example, but there's multiple in that way. But you can help others do the same in the sense of like giving them advice. It's not like trying to enforce them to do something. It's not like trying to, be like, you have to do this to make it work. Be like, well, no, what happened for me, what worked for me is, I've been doing this. This is my little plan. I write down my bills before the month even happens. I try to make sure I know what days they are, what my amounts I'm getting paid, how much I can put towards those bills at the time. If I could put more towards it, wonderful. If I can't, that's okay. At least I know I'm getting it covered, da 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 da. But I have to make sure I have little bits of money on side so I can get these things and those things. Especially like if it's your kid's birthday party, or if it's something that's coming up in a it's like maybe it's your mom's birthday, or maybe somebody else in your life has some kind of baby shower or something, and you're just like, I know I need to get them a gift. I know I need to put that in there. I need to, you know. And so there's just little things here and there. I feel like you could definitely be helping others with their money managing skills, and wherever they've been feeling blocked with it, because the Chariot is there in the reverse, as well as the Hermit. So a lot of these people are trying to search for a solution, okay, feeling like they're in the dark of it. And so you would be what they would find in the light. You'd be like the little bird of wisdom. They'd be searching for something in the light, and they find you, and you would be the reason why they'd be able to kind of overcome some kind of obstacle, and you do it out of the goodness of your heart in all the ways. Cancer's energy and Virgo's energy. Cancer is your opposite sign. We're in Cancer season currently, and it may be a little bit of a rough ride during this time. But I do mean it's a challenge, right? But this is like other people being challenged by something, and you helping these other people find the way to overcome the obstacle. But that's another thing. That worry and concern that you were carrying and juggling was also causing these obstacles. So there was a meaning for you to kind of go in and soul search. Like I said, though, it's about you discovering something, and then you end up sharing. You're going to be sharing something that you had discovered, because you're also benefiting those that are also going through. It's like a sequency, like the infinity. It's just the way it rolls, right? That's what I'm getting. King of Coins is even on the bottom. But the match made in heaven, the perfect, whatever may be. But this is a sense of dependability, being able to finish what you started, progress, fast, moving forward, like Bolt, like the movie Bolt, or even Flash off of The Incredibles, right? Just fast, quick, you know. There's just a lot of haters. You could get a lot of hate. People try to. Just because you're in peace means you have options, and you take care of yourself, and you have this sense of mental strength and courage, and you just know who you are, and you're not going to let anybody, not even family, tell you who you're not, because you know better. Success, recognition, all those kinds of things. This has been a very unique reading. It's kind of been multiple direction reading, but that's okay too, because it is like a collective, and I'm trying to give it all to you so you all can and find a way for it to make it work for yourself, because this is a sense of multiple directions. So this could go any of those ways. I will get a few messages. I wake up in the middle of the night to grab you and you're not there and I miss you. We have bad habits. Oh, there you see, there it is. Bad habits can be dropped. If you stop doing it for 21 days, you could probably no longer have to worry about it, right? Biting your nails. I bite my nails. I used to bite my nails. I don't bite them as much anymore. They do grow. Now, my nervous nails are my thumbs. I just tear those apart. But I have learned after, about 28 years of my life of nail biting. Okay, not even kidding. I was biting nails at a young age. I bit them in school. I bit them in public. I bit them everywhere. My grandma was always like, germs, 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 this, that, this, whatever. Anyways, everybody in my life, I wanted to stop biting, but there was a lot of people that I looked up to that bit their nails, and I just ended up with that habit. And there was people that tried to help me quit. People I even looked up to that didn't do it, that wanted to help me quit. And I was trying, and I'd go a few days, and then I just ended back to it. And sometimes it just takes time, because I ended up finally being like, I hate the way they look. I hate how dirty they get if I bite them all the way down. And then there's skin pieces that are just carrying, like this one I got into a little bit, and it puts like dirt in them and you can't get it out. And then the skins are all off and uneven. And you have like all these owies and sores from the cuticle ripping down your fingernail or your finger line. And yeah, so I just ended up like not wanting to deal with that anymore or see that anymore, right? So I ended up just being like, okay, no more. Just don't touch me. Just don't put them in my mouth. Just don't do it. Put like finger polish on, keep fingernail polish on. I've put like the press-on nails on to keep those on for a period of time, so that they end up just having no other choice but to grow without me touching them with my saliva, because saliva kills your nails. Anyway, so there's just been a lot of things, but frequent behavior pattern that deems to have a negative impact on one or more parts of your life. It's the bad habit, same old situation. Examples: procrastinating could be a thing, overspending, nail biting, stereotyping, bullying, self-sabotaging, gossiping, things that are bad habits that we pick up along our life, okay? Caution: demanding and forceful person. Be careful. Don't let this person put you in bad positions. Another situation, just be careful and be cautious of. Intimacy and passion are very important to someone as well. And then I hope this helped you in any way potentially could. All of you are looking for something different, and I can't be putting a limitation on your guys' reading. So if this didn't resonate in any way, and I really do apologize, I just don't want to put a limit on anybody's thing. So I try to make sure every single open opportunity and possibility for it to fit for your sake, especially if the title brought you in, works. I don't want to waste your time. I don't. Anyways, you guys are amazing. Have a beautiful rest of your day, and have a great Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.